Sorry,
There's,
Dave.
there's, oh, mate, there's always teething problems with these at the start, pal.
Sorry,
But
everybody.
yeah, thank you for coming on, Wayne.
No problem
Um,
at all.
do you want the reason I got you on is, Wayne? I don't know much about you playing. I was aware you were an ex-pro, mate. It was sort of your attitude and drive to the current situation. I was watching your stuff, seeing who you were, and that was my reason I was drawn into having you on. So do you want to explain to the people who follow me who you are and what you did?
Yeah, quickly. I mean, firstly, thank you, Dave, because I mean, likewise, I've followed some of your stuff, and obviously we've connected in this difficult period. But
Mhm.
I was maybe a similar story to everyone. I was reasonably high level as a kid. Obviously, academies weren't didn't start as young back then, but I had the option of, I suppose, every academy in the Midlands. I travelled up to Everton for a
Mhm.
while. I live in Walsall in the Midlands, and I ended up at Wolves because my mentor, my Sunday manager, was there. Um, got released because of weight issues. Being honest,
Right.
nutrition. Maybe
Yeah.
when you was around, Dave, or people on the podcast, nutrition wasn't an element of football the way it is now.
No.
And even though I was a technical player, they didn't feel that I would have the fitness to make a pro. So I ended up going to Warsaw, my local club, at
Yeah.
15. I'm a little
Mhm.
bit different in age bias. So where you look at I'm August the 28th, so I'm like as young as you can be.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting a YTS, which is a scholar nowadays. And I remember the 4th of July, I still wasn't 16 for 2 months. And I was at Warsaw because I'd lost the weight. And I progressed really quickly in my youth team days. So anyone who might know the name, Chris Nicol was ex really good centre half for Villa, Southampton.
Yeah.
Gave people like Letitia and Shearer their debuts at
Yeah.
Southampton. I think it's 250 games of Premier League manager or First Division back then, and he joined Warsaw, and he must have seen something in me because I played in the reserves at 16, and he wanted to put me up to travel with the first team, but he didn't realise I was only 16 by 2 months. So I got picked, and then the next day I got told, "Look, he didn't realise where you are." But
Yeah.
anyway, long story short, I got a pro by 17.
Yeah.
Got Young Player of the Year, played well.
Yeah.
Had clubs like Villa and Bristol City and Newcastle looking at me.
Yeah.
Then lost my way. So where we get on now, where maybe a lot of people speak about, and what resonates with me with kids football now is when I heard you say easy's easy. It's the hard stuff that defines you. Now,
Yeah.
when I was in Wales under 18s international, young player of the year, and I was flying, everything was great. When I
Yeah.
come back that next season, and we had a Dutch manager come in, and because I was probably a bit of a technical player, I expected him to really rate me, and he didn't. He took a particular, like he just didn't like. He maybe didn't like the way I played, but
Yeah.
anyway, I really lost my way quickly as a young
Yeah.
kid. Went on loan to the conference and probably struggled to get back, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, technical issues
So I
going
was
on
part of
here.
the squad that got promoted. So I don't know if you're Man City fans, or we were the year 98, 99 was the year Walsall were favourites to get relegated. Uh,
Yeah.
and we actually got promoted behind Al Fayed's money with Keegan. And we
Yeah.
finished above Man City with Joe Royal and Goto
Yeah.
and Kickoff. And that was the year Man City won the playoff final on penalties.
That's right. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So that was like an amazing year for obviously what early. I'm going to try and sell you or
Yeah.
loan you out. So quickly, I went to Shrewsbury with Kevin Ratcliffe, played quite well, but 3 knee operations in one season meant I wasn't getting another contract. And unfortunately, that summer I got run over. So quite a deep chat, but I got run over,
Yeah.
fractured my skull, another 2
Yeah.
knee and at 21 I was done. So I quickly got a lot, and then it was taken away from me. So that was my. Go on, Dave. Sorry.
You see so many players now, though, or I know so many pro footballers who make a sprinkling of appearances, Wayne. So they come into the team, they play 6, 7, 8 first team games, and that's the end of them. It's like, although a pro contract classifies you as a pro footballer, I think you've got to be playing that 100 game mark, 200 game mark.
You've hit the nail on the head. There's people might know the name, a much better name than me, but possibly my mentor is a guy called David Kelly. Played for Leicester, West Ham, Newcastle, Wolves, Tranmere, Republic of Ireland. Now, he obviously played 700-800 games, but he said to me, you should never class yourself as a pro until you get your 100th game.
No, I agree.
I think it's a really good point in football because, like me, you get 12, 15 games. I didn't get massively ahead of myself, but you've got to have a couple of solid seasons playing regular and a bit more as a pro to be a pro, because as we know, I think it's still less than 5% of people who are in the game at 17 are in the game at 21 and 22. So,
well, listen, mate, if you've got 6 or 7 first team games, Wayne, you ain't getting a move, pal. You're going that way. Whereas if you've got 100, there's a chance you can slide the same level, maybe nick a move. You know, you're established, and I feel being established will give you a career. Being a pro will just give you a PFA number. You know what I mean? So you've got to be consistent, and 12 games as a pro, Wayne, comes thick and fast. You can do that over 4 weeks, can't you, pal, if you're honest?
Yeah, and I totally agree. And it's not to diversify from my position, but one of the benefits I said, and one of the reasons my son went to Shrewsbury over a higher academy this last year is I felt that I've been around a lot of Cat 1s, and what I did like about when I was at Walsall was there was probably players who you would have classified as better than me at 15, 16, but just got lost in the system at a bigger club. Now, at Walsall, I knew if I wasn't good enough to be in the first team squad at 18, 19, I was gone. And there was 6 of us that year that I think we had an evening at the club recently, but I was the first one in. But overall, across the 5 or 6 of us, Michael Ricketts was one. You might remember the name.
My mate threw a better roll at him once.
Played for Bolton, 1 cap. Obviously, he gets a bit of stick for the 1 cap for England, but he was a very talented player.
Was he a good player? Was he a good footballer?
Mate, look, he's the most talented kid I've played with at 15, 16, and that didn't really showcase itself later on. But
he played for England, didn't he? You can't take that off him. Yeah, look, he's played for England.
Ricketts, if you remember, was a 20-goal Premier League striker at one point, but Ricketts always struggled with attitude as well.
Yeah.
And you normally find with a few of the Mavericks or the quality players, they come with a little bit, and that was that. But what I was trying to get to is we'd play against Villa youth team or Leicester's youth team of my era, Heskey. Villa had Lee Hendry was a year above, but there was Jolien Lescott's brother, Aaron Lescott, who was a highly rated player. Andy DeCrow at Coventry, who was an exceptional player. He was the Peter Beardsley of my time. But these boys didn't get in because they were at bigger clubs, some of them, where we were in and we were playing. And that was the one benefit I found. And I speak to my friends now, Premier League agents, and I know people, I don't know, they can be at Villa, they're at 20, and they're still not training with the first team.
I couldn't agree more. A player sent me a question yesterday.